We're rolling action.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Not Drinking Alone. Welcome to the kitchen. My name is Renato, and at least maybe once every 2 weeks, I'm going to come to you live from my kitchen where I try to drag other people into my alcohol habit, because drinking alone is not healthy, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are thinking about doing it, this is the best time, because I'm here with you, my producer's here with you, my guest is here with you, and we are not drinking alone. So let me just get straight into it. Welcome my guest, Leo Suarez, all the way from Brazil. Leo, welcome.
Thank you. Oi, gente, tudo bem? Leandro Suarez aqui. É prazer estar aqui com vocês.
Okay, but just drink the thing. So for all you idiots, Brazilians don't speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese. You know what? Sometimes you learn something, you learned something a few years ago, and then you get to call people idiots for not knowing it before. Leo just introduced himself in Portuguese, and we're going to do the rest of the whole show in Portuguese. I also will be...
What a twist.
I also...
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Alright, yeah, but we are opened up because, you know, I'm a Caribbean boy, he's a Brazilian boy, so we opened up with some rum. Rum's a big thing in Brazil as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you guys call everything rum the same way we do?
Yeah, well, everything comes from rum there, pretty much.
But
Our main drink is cachaça, which is sugarcane rum.
Oh,
White rum.
okay. I'm interested. No, because...
I wanted to bring you a bottle, but I left in a rush and I left the bottle behind.
That's alright. You brought yourself in.
Oh, thanks.
That's all that counts. Save that look I just did. No, because you know how Japanese people use sake to refer to all alcohol?
Right.
Like we use rum in that way.
No, we don't.
Like you like real man, you like to drink too much rum. Like, you know, sometimes we refer to our producer in those descriptive terms. Not always, but she does like rum. Real man, not so much, but rum.
Thank you for speaking for me. You're wrong.
You like a lot of man? Because real is a lot, by the way. Not real, it's a lot. You like a lot of man, producer? Man is your forte. You just want to...
Go on.
Just got... So anyway, back to our guest. So Leo, could you let me intro one more time in English? Let them know what you're about, what you're doing here in Japan, and I'm going to organize our first set of drinks.
All right.
Because that was just a warm-up.
Great. So I'm Leo Suarez. I've been in Japan for the past 4.5 years. I moved to Japan because my wife kind of dragged me here. Although I've always liked Japan and Japanese culture, so kind of happy to be here. I still haven't adapted fully, so still struggling to understand some of the culture and the people. But yeah, it's been fun the past 4 years, refining myself in a new territory.
Nice.
It's always challenging.
How many times have you refound yourself? I know you've been to a bunch of different Asian countries.
I think a good 5 or 6 times.
Which self did you like the most? The Thailand self?
I think the Thailand self was very revealing. I found a lot of things about myself that
Yikes.
I wasn't aware of.
We might need to know that on this show.
It's okay. I'm happy to share.
We support all peoples, but you know we don't need to know. Leo got a serious relationship in these streets. We don't need to put his business out like that.
No, it's okay. Whatever's in the past is in the past.
All right. What's the wildest non-sexual thing that happened in Thailand? Non-sexual wildest.
The wildest I think it was. It probably had to do with drugs, like having, psychedelic trips, where it's a new reality, something that I wasn't used to or expecting, and then suddenly I'm exposed to this whole new, dimension of things that existed that I wasn't aware of. So that was really.
And then you woke up and you were like, "Lady boys, get these cocks out my face," and
something like that. No.
Don't confirm.
Oh, I'm playing along. I'll let him feed and I'll play along.
He's playing along. All right. So for our first drink, well, I guess the second, we started with some Myers rum. And we're back with our favorite, Strong. As you might remember from the last week, Strong is ever present with a very clear chemical finish that we love in all our flavors. And what flavor is more chemically than purple grape? And that's what we have for you today. Grape sour strong. This is the extra strong at 9%. There's a dragon on the can, so I don't know what that means. It's a grape dragon.
It's a Japanese purple drink.
It's a purple grape dragon. Barney, step aside. All right, this small one's the producers, and this one's ours.
Nice.
So I know Brazilians, like, music is a big thing for you guys, as well as it's a big thing for us as well. What do you listen to now that you're in Japan and all they have is like J-pop, and I guess you're probably not into J or K-pop.
No. I haven't really listened to a lot of music recently, but I've been listening to a lot of new Brazilian hip-hop music.
Really?
There is one artist that I found recently that I really like, and in his music he talks a lot about the Brazilian African roots and the religions that, we've been, there's a certain kind of stigma in Brazil for African religions.
Yeah, we had the same. It was like, there were some of them outlawed at a point in time in Trinidad, actually.
Yeah. Like voodoo and umbanda and
candomblé,
and all that.
Candomblé is mad interesting to me. We have Orisha.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah, my dad's actually Orisha, actually. So I'm very versed in. I know a lot about that whole African spirituality.
That's really interesting. I know a lot about it, but from the wrong side. You see, because I was raised as Catholic and then Protestant. So the books that I read about African religions were all from the Judaico-Christian side, where they all look at them as demons and entities that... Because
everything, any other god,
Exactly. So, interesting enough, I read this book when I was 13 years old, which is called Orishas, Caboclos, and Guides, written by a bishop from this major evangelical church in Brazil. And he demonized, no pun intended, all the deities of African religion. That's a tenet of Christianity, though, right? That's a tenet of, like, thou shalt serve no other god, but the Lord thy God. So it's, I guess they're not doing the wrong thing necessarily. Yeah. So recently I've kind of been in touch with that and been curious and been searching and reading about that. So I found this rapper who he raps a lot about that. He talks
what's his name?
Guides.
Plug your guy.
I'll have to. I'll have to look him up. Actually, I haven't.
All right, I'm gonna get into this drink though.
Yeah, let's do it. Drink's great. It's not perfect.
You look for a thing. I'm gonna give a review. Strong grape sour. It starts off with very strong tones of cherry rather than grape, as you can see from the very usui. That's a Japanese word, ladies and gentlemen. It means thin. From the very usui purple color. It's not as grape as the Kool-Aid we all know. Flavor Aid in my broadcast situation. So, compared to what we had last episode, I would give it a 7 out of 10 chemical spills. That's the new rating. The new rating system for strong is chemical spills. And this one gets a 7 out of 10 chemical spills, which is not at all bad. I would give a mild recommendation to grape sour strong. Bottoms up, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, cheers. Purple dragons and all.
All right, Lee, you found that thing?
No.
We're going to have to keep talking because we're on camera.
All right. I'll find him.
So yeah, that's really interesting that you're finding that right now. Like, I think I've always kind of been interested in, like, deities and pantheons and that whole thing, but I grew up Anglican. Like, we had both things in the same house.
Right.
But, like, in my country, we also have something called Spiritual Shouter Baptists. They're Christian, but they worship very much in a Afro style. So there's a lot of drumming and a lot of, like, we say catching the power, when spirits come on you. And they dress the same way, like wide skirts, and women are supposed to tie their heads before they come into the church and the whole thing. So we were eased into it in that way. I've experienced it from that side. And then with my dad, as I got older, I saw more of his side as well. Right. So any image I would have had, we don't say voodoo, we say obia for the negative image of it. Like, people think obia is like black magic.
Yeah.
And most of it people think about is kind of like rooted in rooted in like African black magic.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is because we have Hindus as well, we also have like the Hindu version of that we know about. So it's I come from a weird place. I love it. But
You're
like
not the only one.
there's just so much nuance. There's so much nuance to it. How's your life different now though from like how when you grew up? Because for me sometimes it blows my fucking mind how different it is now, like being in Japan.
Yeah, it's well, now I have no religious affiliation per se, so a lot of the beliefs that I was imposed upon me as a child, I dropped it. But the problem that comes with that is once you've known something your whole life and then you drop all that, now you have no direction. It's like, where do I go?
But isn't that fun? That's fun.
It's like a reset, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not just a matter of trying to find something new. It's also, it takes time to erase all the bullshit that was imposed upon you, you know. So you've been programmed to look at all these religions as something like you should be afraid of, and they're negative and they're black magic.
How long ago would you say you like got out of like Christianity in that way?
I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a specific place in time. I can tell you that from about 14 years old, I started realizing that this is not. This doesn't make any sense. You know,
did you like at what point do you know when you stopped praying? Because I know when I stopped praying altogether.
Yeah, I think I stopped praying around 14, 15.
Really?
That's when I gave up.
Really? Okay.
But interesting enough, one of the things that I've realized is every time that I try to keep a distance from all this religious stuff and spiritual stuff, no matter where I look, I end up in the same place. So, you know, when I got into Buddhism in Thailand and I was doing meditation and whatever, it all went back to believing and having faith and looking out for your spirit guide and all that. So it's like, wait a minute, I'm back where I was trying to run away from. You know, it's no different. It's just a different religion, but I'm still looking up and praying for some other entity out there that I don't know where they're coming from.
I'm a narcissist, so I never had that problem. Like when I was done, I was like, oh, it's me, and it's me, and I was like, okay. When I was done, I didn't have the detachment problem, so it's interesting because that makes sense. Like naturally, if someone leaves something, they'd probably be like, okay, what's next? But so so I was like, yeah, that's dead and whatever. All right, let's get out of the deep shits.
Sorry.
All right. Tell me about like the things that I feel like sometimes for me, and like I've heard you talk. Oh, by the way, Leo is also a comedian. He does comedy at the same club that I perform at. Our comedy every Friday and Saturday. We have shows in Osaka, Japan. If you're around, please come through. I've heard you talk about like your upbringing and that it wasn't like the easiest. And I don't talk about it on stage quite yet because I'm not particularly comfortable because with some things. So you've had experience, like you've been doing comedy for quite some time.
Yeah.
I've been in it for a year, so I'm still not exactly comfortable with not revealing, but like joking about some truth in that forum.
I understand.
But I've heard you talk about that stuff, and for me sometimes it just blows my mind. So I'm really upset when I turn my shower on and like 15 seconds have passed and my water's not hot yet. Like that's a thing that bothers me now, right? But up until the age of 12, the place where I live, we never had a steady water supply. And I'd have to go, I lived on the third floor of like this kind of apartment complex, and there was like there was one building, another building, and behind the second building, there's what we call the wash house. Yeah. The wash house is a bunch of taps. And the wash house has water even when the building doesn't have water sometimes. Right. So you got to take your buckets and the 500 Sprite and Coke bottles that you saved. You got to go down the stairs, go past the next building, go around the back at the wash house, fill your fucking buckets with the thin steel thing because those are like pork buckets, like pig part buckets. But they don't have pig in them. We were real clean people. You carry them up, you fill everything, you fill the toilet tank, you fill the washing machine, you fill the barrel that's in the house, and you keep going back down. And I did that for like 11, 12 years of my life. That was my reality. Like, sometimes it was pissing me off, sometimes it was fun, because me and my sisters would race, but that was my reality for a really long time. And then even when I moved we moved out of there, I never necessarily had like hot water, because we never bought like a hot water thing. I had a regular water supply, but never hot water. So I went from that to that. And it kind of just amazes me now that I'm like, oh, why is this water? Why is this shit still cold? This is fucking stupid. Like, and now, and then I flash back to that. Do you ever have anything like that?
I can totally relate. And I mean, you were talking about you had tap water, right?
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
had to go downstairs.
Yeah.
You know, while living with my grandma as a kid, we had a well. Right?
Shit.
So we didn't have no fucking tap water. And now I find myself complaining about, this air conditioner is not cool enough. It's like, I never had air conditioning my whole life, let alone hot water and a tap. And now I'm like, fuck, I just got burned. Fuck this hot water. It's like, so yeah, I do find myself, I think, there's a saying, a lot of people, especially rappers in Brazil, they'll say things like, you can get out of this slum, but you can never get this slum out of you, right? Mm-hmm. And, yeah, every time I find myself complaining or nagging about one of those things, it right away kicks me back to then, like, shut the fuck up, because trust me, where you came from, you shouldn't even be, complaining about this. So right away I have that little bit of a guilt in the back of my mind, like I'm being a little bitch right now, So.
Like, I feel like so many things that were it's really very relatable, but I really am a fucking narcissist. I don't feel any good. For me, I like the idea of the human condition. For me, I like the idea that we can adjust up to the point that these things become problems, but I also know that I can adjust down and deal with anything. So that's why I'm really proud of my childhood. But that's also why I don't really listen to people who haven't gone through too much and experienced too much when they complain too much at the offset. Because, like, you can adjust down. That's the nature of humanity. Right. That's kind of why one of the things why I'm not that much into religion anymore. I'm like, we have this human experience, and whatever comes after or came before, that comes. But for now, I'm here. Yeah. Give me some Coke. I have never done cocaine. And mostly because I really like my nose, and I've probably already weakened the bridge with this septum piercing, and I ain't trying to double down on that shit and end up with a Michael Jackson on my hands.
There's other ways too.
Yeah.
I'm not putting coke up my butt. That's producer. Do you mean up my butt? Do you mean up my ass?
I didn't give you any.
Don't give him ideas.
Don't
give him ideas.
Do people do coke up their ass? My phone thought I just said. I said, do people do coke up their ass? And my phone thought I said, hello, Google.
Siri just reminded you of the last
my phone. First of all, I am not a member. I'm not a member of the cult of Apple. Okay. Android thought I said, okay, Google.
Like Siri.
Chill out, phone.
She's like, you're lying about that. Remember your last experience. It's on camera. You can rewind that. She said that.
The phone did not say that at all. And why are you saying she like the fucking phone?
Sounds like a girl to me. Although it's 2019, I could.
Exactly. Don't mention. Did you assume my phone's gender, Leo?
I did. I'm sorry.
Yes, we're not about that shit.
No, but I get what you were saying though.
Yeah.
I always thought, growing up as a kid, when you hear I had a friend once. She was 22 years old, and she got really depressed because she was about to move to America to study, and she was upset that her grandmother only gave her like a $1,000 allowance, and she was so depressed that she was considering killing herself, and I couldn't comprehend that. I was like, I always thought to us. I assume.
Yeah.
To you,
I did not see $1,000 for a long time in my life.
Even if you became a millionaire and you lost everything, you'll be like, yeah, I'm just back where I was before. There's no big deal, But when you always had that in your life and then you lose everything, you don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, I can sympathize up to a point, I can sympathize up to a point, particularly if you've experienced how good it is and that's how you want to live. Because I feel like there's a little bit of freedom in brokenness, though. I always say the people who have it the worst, and not, when I say it that way, I just mean overall life-wise, poor people, of course, have it difficult. But I feel like on some level, when it comes to adjusting to your life situation, I think people who are poor and they have a lot of things taken away from them, once their humanity adjusts to that, which is no one should have to, but it happens. And once they adjust to that level of living, they can navigate things, they appreciate smaller things even more. Right. And then people on top, they have all the good things, so they can create safe spaces for themselves. Right. It's just in the middle is like floating between that we see this and we want this aspirational thing that's so far from where we are, because there's a real big jump between the middle and the top. Yeah, and so I get it that it's be difficult to go back up, but also it's like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Once you've experienced it, you wouldn't allow yourself to go back to that. You know, there's always that sitting there. They're like, I know I can do better. I know I can be up there. So why would I conform to this?
But I'd go back. I'd take my strides, go back down, and then go back up. I could see myself doing that.
I've been up and down a few times.
If I fell in love with a woman and she divorced me, I think just for like energy's sake, I'd be like, okay, whatever, take it. Like if I had a lot of money, no, legit. I just feel like for energy's sake, and also because when people try to take something from you, very often it's not about the money or whatever. It's about them feeling like they won.
Right.
So I'd kind of be like, oh, cool, whatever.
Take it.
I'm gonna get it again. You only have.
I think that's why we're poor. Because we're okay. We just okay, take it.
Nah.
Jeff Bezos wouldn't be like that. He'd be like, fuck your bitch.
But he had no choice though. But he had to give that shit up.
He had to. Right?
Exactly.
But he didn't want to.
And she felt like she won a victory. And if he had just given her it, she would have lost that victory.
I know. But then he would have lost $45
I might have been kind of too petty.
Right.
But no, anyone who I feel like anytime people feel like they own any physical thing that I have, it's yours for grabs. Because the thing that I have that no one can take is like my resilience, which I've had through my experiences and situations I put myself in. No one can take that shit. So material stuff, you want it, you think it's yours, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if there is one thing that I can take from my upbringing, my religious upbringing, especially the Protestant part, is that one thing that they always taught us in church is that, yes, you can have anything, you can do anything you want, but at the end of the day, you're going to die and this is all going to be left behind, so you shouldn't focus on that. So that's one thing that I carried with me, even after leaving religion. It's like,
I'm taking mine with me, though. Everything in the grave. They don't, nothing for
like
nobody.
An Egyptian god.
Yeah, like Drake said, when I die, when I put my money in the grave.
Poor cat is still alive. You're like, kill that motherfucker.
Everything. I want my gardener in the hole. I want my gardener in the hole.
Shit.
I want my house cleaner in the hole. You teach with my kids, come in the hole.
Drink this, kids.
Purple
drink with a dragon on it.
Not the kids. Because then how are they going to get to have the fun life of being able to build back their life after I take all my money with me in the grave? No, the kids.
Well, you wouldn't want to have all that money without your kids.
Once again, narcissistic coming back.
Okay.
Leon, I'm going to push this narrative where I'm going to kill my children, but I will not. Ever. I kill them with kindness.
Aww.
So he says.
But I'm not going to have no kids most likely, so I can say whatever the fuck I want. I'm happy with my plants, man.
Where are they? I don't see any here.
They're out. Yeah.
See, you're not that narcissistic. You care about living things.
Where's my basil? They give me food. Most of my plants are herbs.
Right.
No, but I love my plants because I want them to give me food.
Something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's the same thing with children. You want them to take care of you when you're old. Pay back, That's why people have children. Yeah.
He doesn't expect that though. That's the narcissist, man.
Yeah, because I believe if I have kids, they're gonna be just like me, so I'm gonna trust them for shit.
That DNA, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
DNA is a motherfucker.
I'm hoping my kid's gonna turn out to be a good kid and take care of me.
I
hope.
I think
he probably won't. Right now, he's showing traits of it. Like, this is mine.
How is that though? How is that like navigating? Because you said for yourself you're now 100% acclimated to Japan. You've got a kid. Like, how is like you're growing another human, but you're growing this human also.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, because like you said, I'm growing while I'm trying to grow another human. And trying to teach him things that I'm still learning, right? It's kind of fun though it's fun and a bit shocking at the same time to see yourself in that kid because you're like, oh my god, I see so much of me in you.
Yeah.
That kind of scares me. That makes me proud, but at the same time it scares me because I'm like, please don't do the same fucked up shit that I did. Please just skip the
Leave the lady boys alone, son. Leave the lady boys
I've never had a lady boy that I knew there was a lady boy. Okay, so that doesn't count. Cut that part off.
We ain't cutting shit.
No, no, I wasn't even talking about that part. I was talking about, the sides of me that I've tried to change over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
And I see that manifesting in him. I'm like, I'm gonna have to make sure I cut that,
Yeah, but you know all the things. You know the road though, that you took to cut it. So I guess he gets the benefit of all that knowledge, right?
Yeah,
if he wants
takes it exactly. Because I do have another kid, right? I have a 17-year-old. He's turning 18 this month actually. And he's turning the age that I was when I had him, right? And once again, I can see my traits in him. It is insane, and I can see, from the time he was like 13 to about 16, he was showing a lot of the behavior that I had at that age, and I couldn't deal with it because, as much as I love him, I hated the fact that he was just like me. So there was a part of him that I hated because I was seeing my reflection in him.
Damn,
and I'm like, I hate that you were like that.
That's
even
deep,
though that's me.
I'm not having no kids, never. That's deep. Fuck.
It is. There are parts of yourself that you hate.
Yeah, and I have a lot of parts of me. That's how narcissism works.
I know, but when you see
There's
that reflected at you, it hurts even deeper because you're like, I hate that, and I think part of the reason that I subconsciously hate that is because I know that's me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bury that side of me, and unfortunately, he's gonna have to do that by himself.
Shit.
So, and now I'm seeing that, but of course, now with the younger kid, he's only 2. He's turning 3 next month, and with him, I feel like I have more of a chance to lapidate him, if you will, to mold him, before he gets to that point.
Yeah, but I feel like they all do better than us, and I feel like they all learn faster than us, though.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
especially
for me, the closest I have to any relationship like that is my nephews, because my first nephew was born when I was 10, right. So he's like a little brother to me in a way. And, like, he doesn't listen to me. He does what the fuck he wants. Right. And he does a lot of things, like, and in a very positive way, follows in my footsteps a lot. But I'm seeing him go into that place where I am just, like, a searcher or whatever. But there's a gap between him and I in terms of, like, emotional range. I can shut my emotions real quick. He's a lot more of a loving person than I am. And I would like him to keep that as much as possible.
That's great.
So I keep trying to tell him, yo, you need to have certain things to anchor yourself. Because if you just float around in this world, the only way to survive, you're going to lock that shit up. And I really don't want him to. But if that's where he ends up...
But that's because he's your nephew, right? So
yeah,
he got that from his father or his mom.
Yeah,
so it's not a direct relation to you.
No, I don't mean the end, but he grew up around me a lot, though.
Right,
he grew up around me. Like, he went to the same school that I went and did the same extracurriculars that I did.
Right.
And then, it's, like, very similar road. Every idiotic behavior he has, and not like negative idiot, just being a fool. My sister is like, this is you. This is your fault. Yeah, so I worry about him because I see so much the potential to have more focus than I had in him. But at the same time, I don't know if that's his road that he has to. I'd prefer it if he didn't. That's why I don't want to. I'm not looking out for kids anytime soon because I don't want. I need to be somewhere on this road where I can have a sure path that there's an end to it.
Right. In
terms of like the way I process things mentally and deal with people and deal with situations and have to make whole shows so that I have an excuse to drink. Speaking of which, finish that.
One of the hardest things about having a child, especially a son, and no discrimination there. It's just the fact that he's a man, just like me. At such a young age, is that there is that relationship where we're like friends, and he doesn't see me as a father figure as much as I wish he would. And sometimes I don't wish he would see me as a father figure because I have my flaws.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to look at that like, is this my fucking father? This guy is fucking getting drunk and fucking up shit.
I knew. We all knew what he was going to say at the end of that, right? We all need the Thailand call back, but he stirred himself away from. Good job.
Fuck. This is my dad. So yeah, in a way, I guess I'm glad I didn't know my father. I would fucking judge him as fuck.
Goodness, Leo with the daggers on the show. Leo coming in hard, guns are blazing.
When going back to what you were saying earlier about being on a stage and not being comfortable enough to let some of the things that you're still private about, considering the life that I had, some things I've become comfortable with sharing where I'm not to the point where like, there was that one bit that I did about having a son and trying to give him everything that I never had.
Yeah.
And I thought deeply about that bit because it touched really deep in me to be able to say something out loud like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna give him everything that I never had, and right off the bat I gave him a father. That broke me inside to say that on stage.
Yeah.
And be like, man, I'm exposing myself to these people that are going to be looking at me. And
that's a big level of exposure too.
Yeah. And it took me years to accept that, to be like, hey, man, I'm not the only one, and it is what it is. It made me who I am, so I shouldn't be ashamed of saying that.
You think it might be crazy, but it took me a long time to do my name bit.
I know. You had conversations about that.
Just a bit, just talking about my name and the meaning of my name.
What was your name again? When you first introduced yourself?
Yeah, I used to do Adam. I used to come on as Adam.
Stupid ass.
I used to come on as Adam.
Adam. Look at you. Adam, really?
Yeah, make black people kind of Christian names. Ladies, if you see an Adam on Bumble, that is me. Shut up, producer. I'm plugging my shit. What happens is I there are people who know me around. Sometimes I have teaching work. I would not like certain people in professional sense to find me, so I use Adam. I'm not trying to lie to you. My name is Renato. This face is the face that you see. So yeah, hit me up. Holla at your boy. Swipe right. As I said last show, I might even talk to you, but the confidence does need a boost. So let's get to,
and then maybe get off the social media.
Get to swiping.
Get the IRL in there. Get the IRL.
And that's all we need from the producer today in terms of her input. We're gonna get back to the conversation here at Not Drinking Alone, where we employ women. We're ready for another drink.
Yes.
Don't objectify my body. Okay.
And we're both narcissists.
So drink number 2 is
what's that?
Is some kind of akadama punchy. It means Red Ball Punch. It's some kind of wine product, carbonated wine product. It's not sparkling wine. I know you thought that's what I meant. It is not sparkling wine. I don't know how it's going to go down, but this is going to be our second drink for the show.
I can already tell what the hangover is going to be like tomorrow.
No, you're going to be hungover.
It says sweet wine over here, though.
No one needs to know.
It says sweet wine.
Bruh, tomorrow's a holiday.
Also, yeah, and no, he doesn't have a holiday.
Not for me. Not for me.
I'm so sorry.
No one
okay.
needs to know that we were drinking before. That we're gonna be that fucked up.
All
right.
Assume. What about our producer? Does she have a drink?
Cheers. She still has a lot of drink to get through.
Yes, I do.
Cheers.
How do you know that?
Remember when
better.
we're not?
It's better.
Oh, this is not bad. Yeah, I like
It's
this
not bad.
better.
I like
This
it better,
actually
yeah.
tastes. It's a little bit sangria-ish. I like this. Yeah. So
It reminds me of a drink in Thailand called Spy. Red Spy. Hey, a tag for you guys, Spy. Spy Thailand, check it out.
Spy Thailand, brought to you by Not Drinking Alone and Leo Suarez. Leo, do that ad in Portuguese.
Se vocês estiverem na Tailândia, por favor, experimentem Spy Red Wine. É a melhor bebida que tem. É mais barata também, se você estiver quebrado, sem nenhum dinheiro. Experimenta.
We're really pushing for that sponsorship. Everyone.
Spy Red Wine. And as usual, we have our eating segment.
Ooh.
Today, I heard Leo mention his love for fried chicken, just as I have deep in my artery-clogged heart. And we have a fried chicken conbini challenge set up for Leo today.
That is the best chicken in Japan, actually.
So here we have a flight. Producer, tell me if I'm getting this in focus.
Yes.
I'm getting this clear?
Yep.
Here we have a flight of conbini chickens. We have the basic flavor of everyone, and I'd like him first to do a taste test and tell me which one is the best. Leo, please engage. So let's start from your left. Just take a bite. Take one bite and then put it back down. That's a real big bite. Just do a taste test, and then just clear your palate. Clear your palate with some Spy red wine, the taste of Thailand. What are your comments? Let me know what you're getting. What are you getting from that first one that you got into there? Let me know what you're getting.
It's nice. It's peppery but not spicy. salty. Nice crust to it.
Nice crust. What are you getting oil content wise? What do you think? What do you want to?
A lot of fucking oil.
Too much oil?
Yeah.
Too much?
Yeah.
That's a down. That's a down
That's
for them.
a downer, yeah.
All right, let's get into
Yeah,
number.
but it's tender. It's tender.
It's tender.
Yeah.
The meat's tender.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get it. Let's get into number 2. Let's see what number 2 is like. He's getting into number 2. Number two might be running a lap on number 1 at this point. Is this Tokyo Olympics? Because it's hot. It's hot in here. We might have to shut this shit down because it's too hot. This might be a waste of money. Is it Tokyo Olympics?
This is a different part altogether.
A whole different chicken.
Yeah. It does. It tastes like a little bit like turkey. You know, in the way that's it's a bit smoky.
Okay,
it's smokier.
So the meat quality is that better
like
or worse?
It was cured or marinated.
Is that better or worse than?
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
I could do without the fat content. But,
the fat content.
But taste wise and
are we saying fat
texture.
and oil is the same thing, or
no? It's I guess it would be as oily as the first one, but this has more fat. This is more like a chicken breast.
Okay,
this would be like a chicken thigh.
And you're more of a breast guy.
I'm more a thigh guy.
You're more of a thigh guy.
Yeah.
I'm a butt guy.
Yeah.
Ladies, once again, you can find me on Tinder with my real name on Bumble as Adam. If you got I'm not a big butt guy, just like a nice tight one. If you got a butt for me to grab onto and just lift you up by, if you're looking for an image, think about Fast Furious 1 when Dom is in the garage with his girlfriend. He lifts her up by her tiny butt that's really toned, and he just does this thing where he puts his hands and he tucks them under the muscle of the butt and he just lifts her. That's what I'm looking for, ladies. Let's get back to the taste test. Leo, let's have
ladies, I'm more of a lower body for chicken. But for women, holler at your boy.
For women, you're
for women, upper body. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, I can
Holler at
see
your
that.
boy.
I can see that.
Why can you see that? Why?
Huh?
Why is that?
You look like a titty man. You look like you like.
Ah,
you look like
it's really oily, like it's dripping all over.
That's what you like in the titties as well. Really oily, dripping all over. Is that?
That's not really...
No, I like them breastfeeding.
The camera didn't. I don't know if the camera heard caught that. Did the camera catch it when Leo said I like titties breastfeeding?
Yes.
It did. Okay. Okay.
It was a good.
There'll be no edits.
I don't.
We don't cut anything out.
Pregnant ladies, don't holler at me.
However, if you're skinny and pregnant,
I just, no. Leave it alone. Continue.
Leo, give us a little bit of feedback on this.
No.
Continue.
Give us a little bit of feedback.
I don't like it. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
So, which chicken would you say is the forefront?
This one right here.
All right, the one in the middle.
Yeah, that's first place. That's second.
Second.
That shouldn't even be in the race.
The third is out of the race totally.
Out of the race. No.
Okay, and do you think you can take a guess as to which convenience stores these are from?
Okay. All right. I'd say these 7-Eleven for sure.
Wow, off the bat, number one, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven Nana Chicky, to be specific. They've got two types of chicken. Nana Chicky is the one we rated at number 1 by Leo Suarez. He's a number 1 breast and chicken connoisseur. So be sure to follow his recommendation. 7-Eleven Nana Chicky, number 1.
Okay,
number 2?
If that's not 7-Eleven, that's got to be a Lawson.
Lawson. Ooh, no.
Okay, not sure,
that
not
is
sure.
Family Chicky. From Family Mart. Family Mart chicken, number 2 in all of
right.
Japan. Japan's a big place. Get yourself some Family
To be
Chicky.
honest, I actually thought these was Family Mart.
Ooh.
Sorry, Family Mart.
He thought number 3, the one that shouldn't even be in the race, was Family Mart.
I'm sorry.
That is Lawson's.
Okay, well, hey,
no.
not all chickens are created equal. So
Not all chickens are
or
indeed
fried equal.
You know? So yeah.
So that's which one is that? That's
This
Lawson?
is from your left. From the left here, let me know if I'm on screen properly.
Yes.
Yeah, so from here we have Family Chicky from Family Mart, we have Nana Chicky from 7-Eleven, and we have Er Chicky from Lawson's. And I think Lawson should have put more time into their seasoning and their name as well.
Okay, to be honest, this tastes like hemp.
It's like hemp.
There's one thing that I like about this is the taste of
Leo, how
hemp
do you
on
know
it.
what hemp taste.
Trust me.
I guess it's
I
the
chewed a
smoke,
lot of hemp
the
in my
smoking
life.
of hemp.
Yeah. There's a bit of
Do
a
you
hemp
chew
taste
hemp
to
like
it.
tobacco?
I'm pretty sure if I had some in Japan, I would.
Okay.
All right, and that's about Leo's life. Some things we don't need to know.
Continuing.
Yeah, so that's been our food segment here on Not Drinking Alone. Because if you throw up with nothing in your stomach, it's just a lot of retching and that shit hurts. So be sure while you're drinking with us to get some food in your stomach. Preferably something oily, gonna add some calories because you know
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Let's get yourself some Nana Chiki. And if you're not in Japan, you know, fry your own chicken. Don't work with hot oil while you're drunk. That's a bad idea.
Nice.
Get yourself some KFC. Get yourself some Taco Bell. You know, get yourself some toilet paper when you get yourself some Taco Bell.
Oh, you know they have the Okonomiyaki Taco Bell now.
There's what?
Yeah,
What?
they have the
Is that
Okonomiyaki.
Is that in
burrito.
Japan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't. You know they act like Taco Bell's a real restaurant in Japan.
I know I do.
And people
I do.
sit in there and eat and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
that's not how
It's-
that works.
Fine.
Nah, but you know what? Chicken is chicken. And as we were talking about before, when we were children, we never complain about fried
I
chicken.
know, right? We're so spoiled right now.
It's so spoiled. But you know, I just, like, we had a small break just now, I'll be honest. And I tried that chicken. It ain't that good. You're correct. The Lawson's salt flavor is not that banging.
No, is that salt flavor?
Yeah. I need to get more money though, so I can eat more chicken all the time. You know, I think it's a good way to make money. Like, I think, you know, I just want to make one good song. Just one. I don't want to be a musician. I want to make.
So you want to be like a 2019 rapper?
Yeah. I just want to make one good song. No, we shouldn't say that because 2019 rappers, they got some songs. Like a 2001 rapper had one good song.
yeah. You're right. I take that back.
2019 rappers are on SoundCloud and they got followers for every fucking thing that they're doing.
I can't criticize them. I wish I could rap like them.
I'm gonna make a song. Give me a beat. That's my phone. Don't worry, it's got like thing on the front. It's not gonna crack. Give me a beat, Leo. I'm gonna make a rap song.
I can't.
Beat it out. You don't need to do it more. Beat it out on the desk.
Come on, you can
It's
do
time. We're gonna make a song, Leo. Shit, I just spilled shit all over. I really shouldn't ask you to do it, but that's okay. Let's keep going. Said you want some sex. You said you want some sex, but you need a lot of toilet paper.
Why?
You know what we're gonna do? Keep doing the fucking.
You threw me off.
You'll understand when I get to the hook.
Alright, okay.
Keep going. You know what we're gonna do? I'ma eat your pussy at the Costco. Eat your pussy at the Costco.
No.
Eat your pussy. Wait, stop. No, are we not? Is no one?
I'm not feeling this.
Here's the narrative. Here's the
Here's
narrative. I'm with a girl, right? She's in the mood, but she got a lot of shopping to do. You see? And she needs to buy shit in bulk. She needs toilet paper for the whole street. She got a big family, right? So I'm like, let's go to Costco. I'ma eat your pussy at Costco.
Okay. I still. What you gonna buy her a 12-pack size of bag of dicks in Costco? What the fuck?
Oh no. There's just one dick. There's just one dick here. I don't need competition. I'm not working. It's not that impressive
you at Costco,
over here.
everything that's bulk size.
It's not that impressive over
I get
here.
it. Okay.
Ladies, when I say not that impressive to all of you on Tinder and Bumble, it works. It really does work.
Are you seriously on Tinder?
I am. It doesn't work though. It doesn't really work for me here.
Okay, hey,
Why
Tinder.
I recommend in real life.
Tinder, if you're watching, I recommend this. How about a feedback? How about having like a review system for Tinder?
No, but
where you can give like
let me
5
explain-
stars or 0 stars.
Let me explain something to you though. Like in Japan, they're promoting that whole "I want you to teach me English" thing. They have ads where it's like go on Tinder and find someone to teach you English. So there's really no clearing it up there.
Well, to be fair, before Tinder, that was happening already. It was
wherever
language exchange.
True. Fair.
For language exchange.
I don't know about that. Sir.
Oh yeah, it's been around.
On that note, so here's some things we're gonna come to a conclusion about today. Nana Chiki from 7-Eleven #1. Strong grape sour is alright, but what we're really fucking with in these streets is Akadama Punches sweet wine flavor. I will not be performing I will not be putting out a video for Eat Your Pussy at the Costco anytime soon because the focus group here didn't really feel it. And but I will be at the next episode. I will try to come back with a new hard tune. It might even be a kids tune, you know, because we just want to make that money. Not Eat Your Pussy at the Costco. That's not for children. That's not for children.
Okay.
But we're trying to make the money. We're trying to get to that money. We're trying to get viral in this bitch, you know. So we'll figure that out. If you have any suggestions as to a song I could sing, you can drop them in the comments. If you think there's a better chicken,
Baby Shark.
if you. I feel like we shouldn't put Baby Shark together with Eat Your Pussy at the Costco. Let's talk about it
Hey,
another
you said you're
episode.
gonna do something different.
Yes.
I said Baby Shark.
It's not going to be for the kids, Phil.
It could be. You don't know my life. Producer, you just produce.
I know a lot
Produce
of your
and stop
life.
talking. Yeah.
You know a lot.
Drop that in the comments if you have something that you know, if you relate to anything we talked about. Let us know if you grew up in like not great circumstances and now you complain about petty shit. Let us know what it is in the comments. Leo, do you have anything?
If you like fried chicken,
if you like fried chicken, hit us with a like if you got this far in the video because we've been rambling. But no, for anyone that made it all this way, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We have been Not Drinking Alone. I hope you were at home. I hope you had a glass. I hope you were cozy. Thanks for joining us. Be safe. Take care of yourself. I'm Renato, and we're going to add all of our social media information at the end. So be sure to link up with us on link up with us on Instagram or one of those places. Like, subscribe, comment below. Thanks for joining us. Remember, drinking alone is hazardous to your health, but if you have friends with you, you are not drinking alone. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.